The veil suppresses our premortal memories, but does not remove them. As a result, we can act upon these subconscious memories. The terror of planetary catastrophes has traumatized all mankind to one extent or another. The veil does provide one layer of defense against the trauma. Nevertheless, the veil cannot remove all remembrance of the catastrophes from the historical or geologic records. Therefore, there must be further mechanisms of suppression. We have discussed these mechanisms previously and will only say here that our planetary history has been obscured in the symbolism we call myth and delegitimized in the scientific dogma known as uniformitarianism. What we haven't discussed is man's propensity to act out the behaviors of his ancestors when events trigger the suppressed memories of cataclysm. For example, there is a well-documented fear of comets as signs of impending doom. Mankind's fear of comets is well attested in the historical record. Shakespeare referred to the common belief that comets portend the death of kings and princes, citing the example of the comet of Julius Caesar in the play of that name. The comet seen in 1066, assumed to be Halley's Comet, was believed to be a portent of the death of King Harold II. Harold reigned less than a year, dying in the Battle of Hastings. The comet of 1106 signaled the death of Henry IV, Emperor of Rome. "150 years later, a comet was seen for days in the sky. Its appearance, as it is told, coincided with Pope Urban IV falling sick, and its disappearance coincided with his death. Charlemagne, who saw the comet and understanding its significance, consulted with a philosopher named Ingard. They both concluded that its appearance threatened the emperor with some dire calamity. As late as the 20th century in China, the comet of 1910 contributed to the overthrow of the Chinese emperor in 1911. James Hudson, a missionary in China at the time, wrote that the Chinese believed the comet indicated that a great calamity would befall the nation. As the Chinese reaction to the comet of 1910 suggests, the fear of comets was more than a portent of the death of a king, emperor, pope, or dynasty. It was also an omen of fire, pestilence, and upheaval. Comets threatened national survival. When a great comet appeared in 1456 during the reign of Pope Calixtus IV, a member of the famous Borgia family, mathematicians declared that the star would bring pestilence, famine, and an unspecified calamity. The comet was attributed to the wrath of God and signified the end of the human race. Calixtus ordered prayers to avert the coming disaster and instead turned God's wrath upon the Turks instead. The English theologian, mathematician, and historian William Whiston believed that comets were responsible for past catastrophes. In 1736, he caused anxiety throughout London by predicting the end of the world due to a comet hitting Earth. The comet of 1910 caused more than unrest in China. It created what is known as the Great Comet Scare of 1910. Throughout the world, there was fear that the toxic gas, cyanogen, present in the tail would enter Earth's atmosphere, killing all life on the planet. Businessmen capitalized on the fear, selling gas masks, pills, and umbrellas. It is undeniable that there has been and still is a worldwide and long-enduring fear of comets. Mankind fears that a great comet will change the destiny of kingdoms and empires and indeed bring an end to the world. The question then is, why does man fear the comet?